Hi guys, it's Ariana. Welcome back to my channel. So for tonight's video, we're going to be reading some more Let's Not Meet stories because I know you guys enjoy these ones and they are right up the alley of being true and super freaking scary. But before I jump into these spooky stories, I do want to give a big thank you to Dossier for collaborating with me again. They were kind enough to send me 2 more of their amazing perfume and colognes. So they actually sent me a cologne and a perfume this time, and I'm very excited because my boyfriend has my fiance has one of their colognes and he wears it all the time. So I'm really excited that I got to give him another one. So this is the Citrus Ginger, and it is the same exact packaging as normal. It has the snap-on lid that's like almost like magnetic. If my camera will focus, this is what the packaging looks like. And the notes of this one are peppermint, lemon, ginger, vetiver, pink pepper, nutmeg, and the base notes are saddlewood, incense, and cedarwood. And it smells amazing. I really like the scent of this one. It is very, very, very musky. It is a very manly scent. I really like the scent of this one. It's a great cologne. If you are looking for a cologne for your partner and that's the type of scent that they like, this one is really great. It retails on their website. So I am in Canada, if you guys didn't know, and you cannot tell by my voice, I am a Canadian, and this is the Canadian pricing. So the Citrus Ginger is 49 Canadian, and it comes in a standard 50 milliliter bottle, and it is inspired by Chanel's Bleu de Chanel. If you have ever smelled that one before, that's what this one is inspired by. And the other one that they sent me is the Powdery Coconut. So this one is just a regular perfume. So I believe this is the one I'm gonna keep myself. Oh, it smells amazing. I think my mom actually would really like this one too. So this one is, I'm sorry if I say any of these names wrong, Cardamom, Pistachio, Bergamot, Lang Lang, Tuberose, Jasmine, Cedarwood, Amber, and Bezion Coconut. So it smells really, really good. I'm getting the Lang Lang a lot in there. I'm not really getting the coconut, but I do really like the scent of it. I think it smells absolutely amazing, and I'm very excited to add it to my collection. This one is on their site for 59 Canadian, and it is inspired by Tom Ford's Solelli Blanca. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but that's what this one is inspired by. So a little bit about the brand. Dossier produces classic high-end luxury scents at a fraction of the price, keeping the exact same high quality by cutting all the expenses of the famous brand tax. They have a risk-free system allowing customers to try the perfumes before committing to them. If they decide to return the scent, they offer a standard 30-day return period in which customers can return an unsealed 50 milliliter Dossier perfume and get a full refund, no questions asked. They're very affordable. They range from $39 to $50 up all the way to $280 depending on the scent. They have free returns and exchanges forever. They have great bulk deals on their website, up to 25%, and discounts for free shipping for 3+ bottles. They're always adding new scents and they're always looking for your feedback. So if you absolutely love a scent, they want to hear about it. And if you actually get a scent that you don't like, they also want to hear about that as well. They're always adding new scents to their collection to try out, and they definitely want to hear you guys' feedback. So thank you so much again to Dossier for collaborating with me and sending me 2 more of your guys' amazing scents. I absolutely love Dossier. They are my absolute favorite perfume line. If you guys haven't known, I collaborate with them quite often because they are my favorite. I have probably like 15 of their perfumes by now, and I am obsessed with them. The Fruity Brown Sugar and the Fruity Almond are my 2 absolute favorites. I'm very excited for my fiance now to try the Citrus Ginger because it smells really, really good, and I'm very excited. So thank you so much to Dossier, and let's jump into these spooky stories. So they are 2 stories that I'm going to read from 2 different authors, and both of them are true stories, and both of them are happening right now, and both of them are really creepy. They're both titled, I Think I'm Being Watched. So we just know that these are creepy. So the first one is from the Let's Not Meet section. It is from the Reddit author other-room-8438, and it's titled, I Think I'm Being Watched. Ever since I started living at this house, weird things have happened. It regularly sounds like someone is walking on the outside of my house at night, and it starts to freak me and my roommates out. For some context, this is a college house. 4 girls in our 20s just looking for a fun place to live. There have been a few different encounters that have led us to this conclusion, and it only continues to fall into place. Let's go back to the summer when we had our first break-in. An evening in September in the middle of the week. The garage door, which has never been used by us other than for storage, opened, and one of us was at home with music blasting. But about 5 minutes later, went upstairs to check and found that it was open and the back door was unlocked. Again, we don't use our garage. She looked around and didn't find anything missing and figured it was just an accident. About a month later, we were having a party. It was around Halloween, and we decided to have a costume party. At 12 or 1, someone was in our backyard and turned to see a man walking up the side of our house. When the man saw him, he turned and ran away up the hill. This was also around the time that one of our cars was broken into. Nothing was stolen, just the window had been broken. Last night, while driving around, we noticed a car we had seen by a few times, and we followed it up a hill. The man in the car was middle-aged, with a very receding hairline and arms covered in tattoos. He came to a complete stop in the middle of the street and turned around to look at us, then he pulled to the side of the road. He waited there for a few minutes, and we waited one street over. We saw him turn left and followed him to the neighborhood in front of ours. We lost sight of him, and we drove around the neighborhood a bit more. When driving in front of our house, we were wondering if anyone behind us could see into our rooms and went to look into the street behind. The house that had direct view into my room happened to have the same car that was driving around our house sitting right in front of it. This car is very distinct. It's an old white sedan with a black shoe mark on the rear bumper. We immediately went back to our house and looked out the window and the house and realized we had seen someone there before. On multiple separate occasions, there was a middle-aged man standing in the window looking at our houses or sitting on the back porch in a lawn chair facing our house. Last night when we went to bed, my roommate had her window open and heard footsteps with our fence gate open and heard car doors. The footsteps sounded like they were directly outside her window, and I also heard them. Normally, I wouldn't jump to conclusions, but I feel like these occurrences just connect too well to be coincidental. If anyone has any ideas or input, please let me know. We are genuinely getting scared. I will update if anything else happens. They don't currently have any updates, so I can't actually tell you if anything else has happened, but if they do update, I will let you guys know. But this one was posted 11 days ago, so it is very recent, so that is just really creepy. That's just really unsettling that people are doing that to you. I hate that so much. So the next one that I'm gonna read actually has about 3 updates. So this one is titled, again, Someone is Watching Me, and it's from the Let's Not Meet section, and it's from the Reddit author Brilliant Bex 1992. So I have never posted on this subreddit before, though I have other stories I've buried deep until recently, but this is happening in the present. I have had people stalk and follow me before, and because of that and my true crime addiction, I've become a supremely paranoid and solid curtain twitcher. I reside in an upstairs room that was my first room to myself as a child. I had to leave a bad situation, and therefore I ended up back at my childhood home. For reference, when our house was built, we were told that the field to our left, with horses and a barn at the time, would one day soon be a development. That was in 2000 when we were told that, and it's now only 2022 that the road started being formed and foundations laid. I'd already had someone follow me home before when I was young, but I was in a different bedroom next door. My parents put in a free library that's right below my window and a nighttime security light that is very bright and turned on when you're near them. I'll admit, having an open field next to me for so long made me accustomed to not closing my curtains when I change, because there was never really anyone to watch. But now there is. For the past 2 weeks, the burglar lights next to the free library have been going off late at night. Because my one side of the curtain is open so I can use my vape, that's the only reason I noticed. I didn't think too much of it at first. We lock our doors and windows every night, and I'm on the 2nd floor. I always looked out to see if there was a car, someone walking their dog, or a deer, only to see nothing. To add, they put in a shit ton of street lights around this area, so visibility is very good. But it just keeps happening. Last night, I did my usual. I saw the lights come on in one of my peripherals. I acted natural, giving full view out the window. I was going to bed. It was around 3 a.m. I turned the TV off, closing the window and curtains, turning the lights out. I ducked down, peering through the curtain to see the sidewalk below. I honestly thought that I was just going to fall asleep. And after a few minutes, maybe 5, someone comes out from the side of my house, a silhouette dressed in all black. They kept their back to me until the light turned off. But I swear I could still see them standing there, looking up like they could see me. I called the police, but while I was on the phone with the operator, he ran off. There really wasn't much they could do, except say that they'd have a car drive around and look. My parents are asleep and I know I have to tell them tomorrow, but this scares the crap out of me. If it hadn't been happening for weeks and was a solo incident, I probably would be fine about it. But the fact that the lights have been going off without me seeing activity and what happened tonight makes me think that this person has been watching me and watching my house. Small update. I did tell my parents, and at first, they did brush it off, claiming that I was probably just seeing things because I was up late. I then had another conversation about it with my dad, who said that there had been reports in the last couple weeks of car break-ins. And since my car is parked on my side of the street, right outside of my window, maybe they were targeting my car. I pointed out that if he was trying to get into my car, why was he pressed up against the house, where he wasn't visible from my window? And why did he at no point go towards my car? I think this freaked my dad out enough that we are going to potentially get a camera for that area. Given all of the developments happening around us, I think it's smart even without the incident. Thank you for your advice, and I'll update if there's anything else. So they have another update. I was on a phone call the very next night with a friend when I noticed someone standing outside completely shrouded in darkness. I proceeded to talk loudly about how some creep was watching me and they better watch out. Kind of stupid, but it seemed to work because it was all quiet after that. Or so I thought. Tonight was one of my oldest friends' last night in town, so it was around 9:30 p.m. that I drove my two friends home and then myself. Since it was still fairly early, I wasn't worried, but I was still alert. I drove up the side of the street he had on the last time. Even though it was out of my way, I saw nothing out of the ordinary. I noticed one of the new houses that's being built had lights on, which I didn't think much of at the moment. Fast forward an hour, and I start hearing a weird loud banging sound across the way. I know it's risky, but I'm not letting some asshole dictate my comfort. And I've also been watching for activity so I can maybe catch them. And I've kept my windows open as usual. Hence why it was dumb to razz him the other night by talking about someone watching me. It stopped, so I wrote it off. But that was a mistake. Shortly after, I started hearing banging again. But this time, I could actually feel it. It was coming from my house. This generally freaked me out. It was a strange hollow sound that didn't seem like the front door. I once again called 911, describing what was happening and thinking they're probably going to write it off because I did sound crazy. I ended up tiptoeing downstairs to see, and once again, felt my heart stop. I went to the front window, ducked down, and there wasn't anyone at the front door. Then the banging began again, and I could tell how close it was. I went to the side window that overlooked the garage, and that's when I saw him. Dressed in black, hood pulled far over his face, banging wildly on the garage door with a fucking crowbar. I honestly don't know why he wasn't using the crowbar to break in, but I'm glad that he didn't, as the door inside the garage that leads to the house was unlocked. To say I panicked is a vast understatement. I'm just standing there, peeking out of my window, watching this guy wail on my garage with a crowbar, thinking how fucking unhinged he must be and how much the cops need to get here right now. But just like before, he ran off before they got there. I quite literally just got done giving a report to the cops that showed up, and my family was woken up and I had to talk to them as well, as they're the homeowners and now they're both freaked out. My dad just ordered 4 exterior cameras to monitor the house. I don't think it's over yet. The man has some reasons why he's targeting my house, possibly me, since he started out by watching outside of my fucking bedroom window. And they have one more update. Oh my God, this is really, really, really creepy. A week ago from this last Saturday, I was supposed to meet with a man who had contacted me through social media with friends in common. It wasn't an obvious date, more like a pre-date. We didn't get there though, as he randomly blocked me out of nowhere, and then unblocked me and apologized, thinking everything was going to be fine and that we were still going to hang out. When I didn't respond at all, seeing some major red flags in his behavior, he reached out to tell me that I had thin skin for not just going along with his crazy antics. I brushed it off only to get a message from a different man, seemingly unconnected, blatantly asking for a date exactly 1 week later. I asked him up front, and kind of rudely, why he was reaching out and wanted to date me, but he was seemingly unfazed. We seemed to have a lot in common, and we were supposed to meet that night. Here's where it gets weird. I asked him if we should meet at 6 in a particular spot. He saw it, but said nothing. I figured since he was at work, he was busy, but then nothing all day. And then when I checked it again, he saw it after we were supposed to meet and still didn't reply. He pursued me, just as the last guy, but this time made me more nervous because it felt like he wanted to make sure I was in a certain place at a certain time. For the record, it was a public space, but also very dark in the parking lot and somewhat rural. I didn't think much of it at first, as this place is one that I've gone to my whole life, but it feels like something is going on here. These two men were not reaching out through a dating app. I'm not on any yet, and I wasn't sure that I was even ready. Maybe it's not connected, but commenters on the other post pointed out how easy it is for someone to find your address through social media. And these last two men reaching out in such a way, acting in such a way, and in such close time makes me wonder. Maybe my window watching garage door banger is separate. Maybe even those are two separate people, but I'm not sure what's scarier. But I'm thinking it is scary if all of this is somehow connected, and that's what my gut is telling me. I just don't believe in coincidences, and all of these things happening at the same time is so suspicious. I'll just continue going to my gun handling safety courses, and I start Muay Thai next month, so there's that. I hope this wasn't a boring update. I really feel a bad feeling about these two guys, and even if they aren't connected, I still hope we don't meet. I forgot to add that many helpful and worried commenters suggested we have added 4 exterior cameras. Bad news, if you didn't see it in one of my commenters, the previous post, my mom also lost her keys. They have an air tag and police have made several attempts to retrieve them, unsuccessfully though. We don't always know the location. We've all been keeping bedroom doors locked and there are no extra keys in the main areas to those bedrooms, but it's still very scary. Having the whole house rekeyed, and my mom has been using my dad's car since she goes to the neighborhood there for at work. So on top of all of this weird anxiety-inducing incidents, someone out there also has keys to my house. And that's their entire story, so they have 3 updates. So that's just really freaking creepy. So someone having keys to your house, someone like literally pretending to break into your house, but just like there to scare you and watching you is just really creepy. I don't know if the 2 guys that were like trying to date you on social media is really at all relevant, but I wanted to add it anyway because it is still creepy behavior. Like, I don't know what the point of that was. Like, it's just very strange. Somebody did comment saying that, I'm sorry, that now that they have your keys thing is giving me no sleep vibes. And they did confirm that this is a real story and this is happening in real time. So this isn't a no sleep story. So that is just really, really creepy in general on top of all of this. That is not okay. I don't know why somebody would be like pretending to break into your house and watching you from your window. People are just really creepy. And like, I hate that for you so much. That is just really, really, really weird. So the last story that I'm going to read is not so much a let's not meet story, but it is just a really short, creepy story. So this is from the True Scary Story section. It is from the Reddit author Checkmate001, and it's titled The Gatekeeper. So me and my friend were walking back home late at night during the winter of 2021. We had gone across town to the market to get some food and were walking through the industrial part of town. It's where welders, truckers, dispensaries, metalwork, and a singular bread store. And it was snowing heavily. You could even hear the snow crunch and the wind howling. We had taken a turn down a part of a truck section and were walking between 2 rows of trucks. I had taken a couple of steps and I realized that I couldn't hear the wind anymore. No snow, nothing. I looked around and I realized once again that there was no sound. I couldn't hear the world and I looked at my friend who looked back at me and nodded silently. We started quickly looking around for anything unusual until my eyes locked onto a dark spot between the 2 trucks. I saw a large, skinny creature with 2 sets of horns that looked like a buck antlers. It had long, matted black fur around its neck and a head covered in winter snow. It gripped the edge of the trailer connected to the back of the truck and looked back at us and grinned. Sharp white teeth is all we saw. Then we were running, and I could hear the world rush into my ears. I turned and saw the antlers creak and disappear behind the truck, and it was gone. I don't know what it was, but it's guarding something for sure. I know it was. And it can just keep doing whatever it's doing. So to the creature behind the truck, let's not meet. So that one was just really short and creepy, but like, if that's a true story, that is really weird. Like, I don't know what you saw, but that is super scary. The fact that like all of the wind and like snow and like the world around you just like stopped having sound is really, really weird. That is so paranormal, but also like, let's not meet ever again. That's just so creepy. Thank you so much for listening to these stories. If you guys did enjoy these stories, please feel free to message me either over Instagram or over email if you have any that you want to share with the channel. I would love to read some more of your guys' personalized stories. I don't really have too many from you guys anymore. So if you guys want to reach out and share your guys' personalized stories, I would love to read them. Please feel free to message me and I will definitely get to them as soon as possible. I want to give a big thank you again to Dossier for reaching out and collaborating with me on this video. They are so kind. They are my absolute favorite brand to work with. They are 10 out of 10, my favorite perfume brand. The perfume literally stays on my skin the entire time that I'm wearing it. Sometimes I wake up the next day and I'm still smell like the perfume that I put on the following day. And honestly, I love them so much. I would never come on here and share something that I didn't absolutely love. And as you guys have seen from my other videos, I literally have like 15 of their perfumes by now. So like, I love this brand. They are so kind, they are so nice, and they are very affordable. So thank you so much again to Dossier for reaching out and collaborating with me again. And thank you so much for watching. If you guys made it to the end of this video, please leave me your favorite color in a heart emoji in my comment section, or leave me any comment that you guys want to talk to me about, and I will definitely respond to anyone that leaves me a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys at the next video. Bye.